The power of relentless belief. There comes a moment in every life when the world tests you. Not softly, not politely. It tests you through rejection, doubt, and the long silence between effort and reward. And in that silence, most people stop believing. They stop moving. They stop becoming. But a few, a rare few, keep going. They walk through fire with nothing but faith in their vision. They are the men and women who reshape the world. They are the builders, the dreamers, the unstoppable ones. And their secret is simple but not easy. They believe, relentlessly. Not when it's convenient. Not when the crowd cheers for them. But when the odds are mercilessly stacked against them, and belief is the only fuel left. That is the power that moves mountains, the power that creates fortunes, empires, and legacies. The power of relentless belief. You see, every great achievement humanity has ever known began as a thought invisible, fragile, intangible, held together by belief alone. Edison failed thousands of times before the light bulb illuminated a room. Carnegie began as a poor immigrant, with nothing but a conviction that steel would build the future. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Henry Ford went bankrupt 5 times before creating the assembly line that changed the world. Abraham Lincoln lost more elections than most men dare to run in, yet still became one of history's greatest leaders. And each of them, every single one, had a moment where logic said, stop. But belief whispered, keep going. It is this inner whisper, this divine certainty, that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Because belief, when harnessed with clarity and purpose, becomes a creative force. It is not blind optimism. It is spiritual electricity, the unseen current that powers persistence, focus, and resilience. The world tells you to be realistic. It tells you to play safe, to fit in, to lower your expectations until you no longer threaten anyone's comfort. But reality is not fixed. Reality bends to the mind that refuses to surrender. Every invention, every breakthrough, every miracle began as an act of defiance against what was realistic. When the Wright brothers spoke of flying, the world laughed. When Tesla spoke of wireless energy, they called him insane. When Jobs said he would put 1,000 songs in your pocket, they called it impossible. And yet, the impossible is merely what belief hasn't touched yet. So understand this. Belief is not a luxury. It is a requirement. It's the foundation upon which all success is built. Before the world sees your dream, you must see it first, not as it is, but as it will be. You must hold that image in your mind with such intensity that it burns itself into your destiny. The mind is the workshop of creation. Everything you touch, wear, or use today began as a thought in someone's imagination. The building you sit in, the device in your hand, the road you travel, all once existed only in the invisible realm of belief. But belief alone is not enough. It must be relentless. It must survive doubt, endure failure, and transcend fear. Because the moment you start believing, life will test that belief. You'll face rejection, scarcity, setbacks. You'll question your worth, your path, your purpose. You'll look at others and wonder why it's taking you longer. And in those moments, the weak abandon their dreams, but the relentless hold tighter. The relentless say, I will not stop until my vision becomes real. They don't wait for signs, they create them. They don't pray for opportunities, they prepare for them. They don't hope to be chosen, they decide to become indispensable. That is the difference between those who wish and those who will. You were not born to live in doubt. You were not created to be average. Within you exists the same energy that moved mountains, built cities, and turned mere mortals into legends. But it lies dormant until awakened by belief. When you believe, your subconscious mind reorganizes reality. Doors begin to open. Ideas begin to appear. The right people, The right timing, the right resources all start aligning as if drawn by an invisible hand. Napoleon Hill called this the master-mind principle, the magnetic force of belief, attracting everything necessary for your success. Modern science calls it the reticular activating system, your brain filtering reality to match your dominant thought. Call it what you will, faith, energy, vibration, focus, the law is the same. You become what you believe. But belief is not born in comfort. It is forged in resistance. It grows strongest when everything around you says it's over, when there's no applause, no validation, no proof that your dream is working. That's when belief either dies or transforms into something unshakable. Every storm is a test. Every rejection is a mirror asking, how badly do you want it? There is a moment in every person's journey when belief must evolve into vision, when faith turns into focused creation. Because belief without vision is power without direction. It's like holding a sword but never choosing what to conquer. The universe does not reward vague wishes, it answers clear intention. You must see what you desire as already done. You must live mentally in the future you are building, long before the world gives you permission to stand in it. Close your eyes and picture it. The life that calls to you, the feeling of freedom, mastery, abundance. Feel it as if it already exists, because in truth, it does. Everything you can imagine already exists in the invisible realm of potential. Belief is what opens the door between the unseen and the seen. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Those words are not poetry, they are law. A law as real as gravity. Conception happens in imagination. Belief gives it energy. And persistent action brings it into form. So what are you conceiving? What image dominates your mind when you wake, when you walk, when you lie in silence at night? Is it a vision of victory or a memory of failure? Because what you hold, you will live. And what you repeat in your mind becomes the architecture of your destiny. You cannot build a palace with the blueprint of fear. You cannot attract abundance while entertaining scarcity. You cannot rise while mentally rehearsing your fall. Your outer world is merely a reflection of your inner conviction. If you want to change your life, you must first change your internal movie, the pictures, the sounds, the dialogue that play when no one's watching. You must become the director of your own mind. Because if you don't, the world will direct it for you. And the world's script is written for mediocrity. The masses are hypnotized by limitation, by what can't be done, by what's too late, by what's impossible. But the visionary mind, the mind of belief, is immune to that hypnosis. It is awake when others sleep. It sees opportunity in disaster, beauty in chaos, possibility in rejection. Every adversity carries a seed of equal or greater benefit if you believe long enough to find it. That's not wishful thinking. That's the mindset of mastery. When others collapse in crisis, the relentless mind creates strategy. When others complain about problems, the relentless mind extracts lessons. That is the alchemy of belief, the transmutation of pain into purpose. Purpose, that's the next level of relentless belief. Because belief without purpose eventually loses momentum. You must know why you want what you want. Not because it sounds impressive, not because it will prove something to others, but because it ignites something sacred inside you. Purpose gives your belief direction and your discipline meaning. It turns sacrifice into fulfillment. It makes 4 a.m. mornings feel like destiny, not punishment. Every great visionary was driven by a purpose greater than self. Edison wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing light. Ford wasn't chasing luxury, he was chasing freedom of movement for every man and woman. Disney wasn't chasing money, he was chasing magic. And you must find the fire that gives your belief a reason to burn. Because purpose transforms ordinary effort into spiritual fuel. When your reason is strong enough, your obstacles shrink. When your why is mighty, the how reveals itself. But purpose without discipline is daydream, and belief without work is fantasy. The bridge between imagination and manifestation is disciplined, consistent, intelligent, focused action. The disciplined mind doesn't ask, "What if it doesn't work?" It asks, "What can I do today to make it work?" Every day, every hour, every moment becomes a brick in the structure of destiny. There is no wasted day for the disciplined. Discipline is the language of belief in action. It's the way the universe measures your seriousness. You can pray, affirm, visualize, but if your actions don't align with your words, you're telling the world you don't truly believe. True belief is movement. It's the hand that writes the future through consistent effort. Think of a sculptor. Before the beauty of form, there's chaos of stone. Every strike of the chisel looks destructive, yet it's creation in disguise. So when life hits you, don't curse the hammer. Thank it, it's carving you into the masterpiece you're destined to become. The path of belief is not straight. It's a spiral, rising, testing, refining. You'll revisit the same lessons at higher levels of awareness. That's how the universe ensures you're ready for the next stage. Each setback is not punishment, it's preparation. Each delay is not denial, it's design. The things you think are blocking you are actually building you. And one day, you'll look back and realize that every unanswered prayer was a reroute to something